Hello, and if you've landed here, you've landed on Let's Talk News. I'm your host, Leticia Remauro, and it's my birthday. And I hope somebody joins us because I realized I forgot to post the fact that we were doing a show, even though it was my birthday. So I hope that, well, we have a couple people already, and I hope some more join. Hello, Mr. Santillion. Good to have you. Yes, I had some pizza and some wine, and so I may be a little loopy today. Sorry, but we're going to get through it because we got a lot to talk about today. Hello, Ramon. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I have hiccups, and that's from the wine. Thank you so much. Hello, Sissy. Thank you so much. Happy birthday wishes from everybody. Kevin Young, Lucille, our OG. Thank you so very much for joining me on this very special birthday edition of Let's Talk News. We have so much to talk about. Tonight's show is called Beat It because I've had it. I've had it. I don't know about you guys, but I've had it. I've had it with the lies. I've had it with the Democrat, two-step, and I've just had it. I've had it with the rhinos. I've had it. Yes, I love when everybody says hi to each other. Thank you so much, Francine. Yeah, I've had it. I've had it with these lines in the airport. I'm sad about what happened in New York this morning. But, this afternoon there was a press conference with Mamdani and Hochul and Sean, what's his name? The transportation guy, Trump's transportation guy. It's such an easy name, too. I can't remember. But like I said, 2 glasses of wine. But you want to know what? Mamdani made sense and actually did the right thing, which was everybody else, Kathy Hochul, and I'm not so much Sean, but the others were trying to justify and say, we haven't had a crash in LaGuardia in 30 years and yada, yada, yada. But Mamdani actually talked to the loved ones of the 2 pilots that died. And then he talked to people and told them that they shouldn't be afraid to fly. I thought that was a good way to handle it. I would have handled it that way. So, hello, Professor. Good to have you. The fire truck didn't see the plane. That is, I'm not quite sure what happened there. It is mind-boggling to me. Duffy, yes, Duffy, thank you. All about the radio comm. Yeah, it was very interesting. We'll find out. We'll find out. Thank you, Susan Durema. So, but while everybody was trying to cover your ass, Mamdani actually addressed the things that people needed to know most, which was that this was not an act of terrorism. This was not anything to do with the war. This was, people should still feel safe. Nobody blew up the plane because they were tired of waiting on TSA lines. Do I say that I liked what he had to say because I think he's going to be a good mayor? No, but I liked what he had to say because at least he was human. But I also want to bring this to everybody's attention. This is how we got elected, by being personable. And we don't have enough elected officials who are personable anymore. Thank you so very much, Andrew Dorman. It's Nora. How are you? Oh, I miss you guys. Your name was on my lips. I was talking to Letha York the other day, and I asked about you, or we spoke about you. So good to have you, Denora. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I worked with Denora in Battery Park City. She was the best, absolute best. Campaign candidates on full-blown bashing on each other here due to who is assisting the people who lost everything during our storms. It's a campaign drama. Well, I'm sure it's going to be. I mean, I can't see how the Democrats are going to be able to answer the questions about how they voted in, to defund the DHS. So it's going to be interesting. Hello, Debbie Labedo. Good to have you. In Marines, bad radio comm equals ordnance dropped on you. That's interesting. So, what the professor is saying is that the radio communication was not correct. Was that because it was interference? Was that because of human error? I can say this. I have been saying, I'm going to take this off my head because trying to balance it is giving me a headache. I've been talking to people and everything is going to hell. Since COVID, everything is going to hell. People do not take their jobs seriously anymore. They all have, one hand on their cell phone while they're trying to deal with you. I was checking out of a store today. I got to go shopping with my mommy today for my birthday, which was a treat. And the woman who was checking us out, had her cell phone in her hand the whole time she was trying to bring up my order. And it took like 10 minutes to get 3 items rung out and checked out. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. He is a deceiver. Yes, he is. But the fact that he was the one who connected with the public and made me take notice is something that we should all be concerned about. Personal is often BS. Yes, but it's what people vote for. That's why he got voted in. That's what I'm trying to say. Hi, Gloria. Good. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. That's the problem, right? We know. Look at Obama. Oh, everybody loved him. He was so smooth, and they're all jumping on Trump for, him going after Mueller when he died, as he should, because Robert Mueller marred his own career by playing that hoax on the American people. But people like the smooth bullshit. Short circuit in between the headsets. Oh, so human error. Okay, got it. It's like she's glued to the phone. Yeah. Hi, Karen. Good to have you. Thank you for watching. Yes, COVID made a big mess. It did indeed. And people don't care anymore. Thank you. I am so fortunate that I have really outsmarted the Grim Reaper so far. I've made it to 63. I get both my pension and my Social Security. And, it was no easy feat. I have been electrocuted. I was in a head-on collision with a motorcycle. I've had cancer. I've had a brain aneurysm. Yeah, I was drowned. Somebody's been after me for a long time. Hasn't got me yet, but that's why they took both my Social Security and my pension early. But I'm here. So that's all that matters. And I'm very fortunate that I have all of you. I prefer truth in crass manner than eloquent lies. I know you do. I do too. The thing is that while everybody is playing with their phone, they want nice, right? Even though behind the keyboard, they're all pieces of shit. They want nice, or they pretend to anyway. There is less competent people in the workforce these days in every field, especially in healthcare. It's really scary. You're a baby still. I'm 74. 74 is great. And my goal is 100. So, but for me, it seemed like my whole life, I was going to face an uphill battle. When I was a kid, I had a disease of the hip. Then I got electrocuted. And my brother's friend, I don't know how he knew to do this. He was only 9. I was getting electrocuted. I was standing in a puddle and I was trying to turn on the water pump and there was a short and I got electrified, and the kid saw it. He was just there at the right time, and he was only like, I don't know, 70 pounds, and I was about 140, and he got me off of there. It was amazing. And then I had cancer after my children were born. It's been interesting. Your time is now, Leticia, not up. Well, thank you. I agree. I'm cheating the Grim Reaper. The important thing is that you're here. Exactly. And every day that I am, I'm very happy. So there's nothing that can get me down. I figure that I'm here to fight and I'm going to do it. however I can. I'm so glad I live in an area with mostly one-story buildings because I don't trust the techno generation to build things. It's too distracted. Yeah, we need to get rid of these phones. You got more than 9 lives. Yeah, I think I'm on 8. If I add them all up, there's a lot of things that went on in my life. Always feel better with strength. I do. I feel great. I feel strong. I feel wonderful. So, 63 is the new 40. I'll take it. They want to escape from reality. That's what the booze was for, right? And then that's what the marijuana was for. And I don't know why everybody needs to escape from reality. Reality is pretty fun. Hello, Maisie. How are you? My goal is to be mentally capable and hope my legs and arms don't fall off like the movie Death Becomes Her. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's how I feel too. I'm surprised that you look young and attractive. Well, thank you. It's good lighting. Tonight we have my blue light on. And I have a good dermatologist. Hello, Kevin Wall from around the world. It's good to have you here tonight. We missed you yesterday. I'm only 58 and healing from an assault on me in February while on duty. I knew someone was going to get hurt. Seems every year I get hurt doing my security job. Well, it's I just moved everything. People don't care anymore. They don't look at other humans as actual humans. They look at them as, I don't know what they look at them as. And as evidenced by this poor girl, Sheridan Gorman, what happened in Chicago, another illegal migrant doing that stuff. It's amazing. Maybe we can arrange to have you shot out of a cannon. What do you think? Gary, I'm game. Believe it or not, I do it. I would do it. I figure I'm living on borrowed time anyway, so I would do it. There's nothing I wouldn't try. People lack responsibility. Yes, they think that they can have rights without responsibility. True survivor. Yeah, well, I guess, what do they say? That life finds a way? Well, in my case, it has, and I'm happy for it. You cannot escape reality. You just put it off, but it does catch up. And yeah, you're absolutely right about that. But since we talked about her, I just want to, well, before I start talking about Sheridan Gorman, I just wanted to, somebody, I think it was Maisie, yesterday told me that the president was negotiating with Iran and that all the news stations were saying that Iran was not negotiating. And I think it's on every single news paper outlet that while Trump says he was making headway in negotiations with Iran, Iran said they weren't negotiating. And the American news media chose to let everybody know that they thought that the president was lying about whether we were making headway in Iran. So I thought that I would just show you real journalism and what was going on. Here it is. It's Middle East Eye. We've used them as a source on this show before. And Turkey seeks off-ramp to war through U.S.-Iran negotiations. Turkey brought them both to the table, and not the prime minister. What is it? What's the Marco Rubio of Iran? Well, anyway, he was the one who actually confirmed that they are making headway in talks. So Trump has now called off that timeline, that countdown to blowing up their power infrastructure. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them because obviously they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth. But I would like to see a negotiation take place. But what is more interesting is that our news outlets would prefer to take the word of a terrorist state, and who knows who they're talking to there because most everybody in command is dead, rather than to take the word of this president and the administration. It just goes to feed more of their asinine fodder that when they root for America to fail. And that's what they're doing. They're rooting for America to fail. As far as I'm concerned, I would never. The reason that I thought the Obama deal with Iran was bullshit was because Iran, they lie. And they lie with impunity because they actually have the blessing of Allah to lie. Because if you lie to the infidels, it's okay, as long as it's to spread, the word of Allah. So, from the other side of the world, but the same side of the fence. Oh, I love that. That's great. That's your tagline. Kevin Wall, from the other side of the world, but the same side of the fence. Love it. Love it. Love it. Trump is giving them 5 days. Yeah, he gave them a little time. So it's up to them. Do they want to keep saying they're not negotiating? Fine. Then they get blown to smithereens. Then their power infrastructure goes. Hopefully they do a meeting in Istanbul, cat friendly, which means a spiritual healing. Cats are sacred there. They are. They absolutely are. The mainstream media is anti-America propaganda like the Nazis did in Germany. Yeah, well, and we had plenty of it here. In the 1940s, we had plenty of news media outlets that did not want us to go and support the Allies. Plenty. We must preserve our rights. I will die on my feet before I allow my 2 children to live under socialism or communism. I'm with you, Jeff, but we all have to recognize when we see somebody like Mamdani who's charming the pants off of people. I watched person after person after person go up and speak. Sean Duffy spoke from the United States Department of Transportation. Then what's her face from the Port Authority spoke. Kathy Hochul, the governor, spoke. And then Mamdani spoke. And the 4 that spoke were all reading from paper. All were like, cover your ass. Mamdani spoke to the family and to the people to reassure them that this wasn't the end of the world and that this was not a terrorist act. And, the airport was closed, but now it's open. He provided helpful information. And that's what's necessary in a press conference. And that's the stuff that's going to get picked up in the news. And that's why he's in the news. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem. We've got to be mindful of that and be able to overcome that. Let's see. We should rename it Ameriran. Shouldn't rename what Ameriran. Oh, New York. Okay, got it. Yeah, fuck around to find out. Exactly. Let's see. It makes Iran get more punishment if they don't comply. He'll with the news media. Oh, absolutely. So if they don't comply, he's coming down hard. All right. Let's talk a minute about the TSA. This I thought was a lot of fun. People are starting to see that this human shutdown, and that these lines are just absolutely ridiculous. It is horrible that the Democrats have done this one more time to the American people. And I don't know what's more horrible, that they did that, or that the guy who's in charge of all the messaging, both in the Senate and the House, by the way, because he's got Chuck Schumer dangling on the end of strings and dancing to his tune, is Hakeem Jeffries, who will be the leader of Congress if we don't win these midterm elections. Just want to remind everybody. I know the people here know and will fight hard to stop it, but this will be the leader. I want you to listen to the conversation that he had with CNN. It's very interesting. Watch.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents to be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them. We've already seen how ICE conducts itself. These are untrained individuals when it comes to doing the current job that they have for the most part, let alone deploying them in close exposure and highly sensitive situations at airports across the country.
The whole reason, as you just laid out, that DHS is not funded right now is because you're trying to push the administration to enact some policy changes on how Border Patrol and ICE act when they are out looking for illegal immigrants. And now what you're saying is that you're okay with funding TSA, which has been, I think, the biggest point of leverage that you possibly had in order to get what you want on ICE, because ICE already has its money. So what was the point of this shutdown if you're okay with funding TSA?
Well, we never approach these things that are in front of us with respect to government funding in the context of leverage.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
Oops. Got fucked on that one, huh? Can you believe that he's trying to sell to the American people, peddle to the American people that this wasn't about leverage? Do you believe that the legacy media and outlets like CNN are going to let him get away from it, get away with it? I just don't believe it. I don't believe that she didn't come back at him hard. She came back at him one more time in that interview. He's just got these bullet points that he keeps reading, and he answers every question with the same information over and over again, to the point that even the news anchors, roll their eyes. She tried one more time, and she said, "But if you fund TSA, then why? Then this was all for nothing. Then why did you make the American people suffer?" And he was like, "No, it's the Republicans." It's just I don't know who is left that can defend them, because it's just weird now. Some lady in a car said the girl that got shot was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, we will talk about that. She was an alderman, Mary Hagman, and we're going to talk about that. I think a politician on the left said the same thing. Well, she was on the left. I don't know if you're talking about the Sheridan case, or you're talking about the leverage stuff. A lot of people, I think Elizabeth Pocahontas said it too. Everybody was talking about how it's leverage. SF ICE agents caught an illegal criminal trying to pass through. Well, I think it's a stroke of brilliance that Trump decided to put ICE at the airports. What are they going to say? What are they going to say? I agree. I post on many social websites to wake Americans up. You do as well. Glad you do. I'm glad you do too, Jeff. We just have to make sure that people understand what's going on. And you have to do it. That's the one thing about Trump. He needs to stop being so accessible and stop talking so much. He was the king of 180 characters. He needs to go back to that. Truth Social has wrecked him. He used to do everything in 180 characters. Now Truth Social doesn't limit you. It's too long. No good. I traveled this week, and so did my husband, separately. 2 different locations, 10 minutes in Newark, none in MC. I don't know where MC is. He went to Vegas, different days and times, no lines. Well, that's good. They're showing Atlanta a lot. Atlanta is always a problem, but Fort Lauderdale too was terrible. So disgusting. I hope we don't cave. I don't think there's. I can't see it. The fact that they're now saying that they should, fund, portions of DHS is just 10 seconds into, the rest of it. Now ICE will be at the airports. But to talk about ICE like there's some kind of crazy, like the good and pretty thing was unprovoked. They're talking about it like ICE just, willy-nilly, just took out their guns and started shooting Americans. They're not talking about the fact that Pretty had a gun and that Good tried to run the cop over with her car. So anybody who weren't following those cases will think that ICE is just unholstering and shooting Americans, and the lies have to stop. They just have to stop. Jeffries is full more than himself. He's full of shit. Is what he's full of. Last shot down. Schumer called it leverage too. That's right. That's right. Like that, he did call it leverage. Hakeem is such a hypocrite. He was speechless. He's just a piece of shit. He really is. And I know him, and he's a piece of shit. And the fact that he somehow is going to be the one to be the Speaker of the House, oh, that just can't happen. Harry Sisson is telling far left base to film the ICE agents at airports to make a move and not let out of their sight. Well, here we go again, right? Isn't that how good and pretty wound up dying? But why won't they sign to fund TSA? Who? The Republicans? Because the whole shutdown is bullshit. They wouldn't come to the table. The Democrats wouldn't come to the table to negotiate until things got this bad. Now that they're getting pushback, they want the Republicans to come and sign these little tiny bills over and over again. Every time that happens, then they can shut the government down at any time, and they want that to stop. They want these funding sources to be more than just months at a time. The Democrats are just ridiculous. They are, and the American people are seeing it. There are more people in the world who are non-U.S. citizens than U.S. citizens. Therefore, their logic isn't convoluted. Majority always wins in elections. No, I get it. I understand. If they let everybody in, then Americans aren't going to decide who runs our country or where our money goes. That's what they did in the UK, right? That's what they did in France. That's what they did in Denmark, Sweden, right? I saw a meme today that said Muslim countries that support the Iran war, UAE, Dubai, a whole bunch of others. Muslim countries that don't, the UK, France, Denmark. Fucking ridiculous. I can't. No private flights for government for Easter, period. Stay and pass the bill. I agree with that. Team Obama has no clue what he's saying. He sure doesn't. I like to see TSA give Congress about senators a hard time if they fly for Easter holiday. They should. I had my congressman today had a town hall, and we all talked to him. And, he was talking about that he has voluntarily given up his paycheck, and that he doesn't, he waits in line with everybody else, and it gives him an opportunity to hear what people are saying. His name is Russell Fry. ICE was okay under Obama. Now it's a TDS. 100% Santillion. Everything under Trump is TDS. Hakeem looks like Mr. Potato Head. He always looks like he's stoned. And that's all I'm going to say. Chuck Schumer's quote, and that's why we must fund TSA now. I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see that. Great. Maybe not such a good idea to put everything in one bill instead of compartmentalizing the issues. Also, government officials should be paid when there's a shutdown. Shouldn't be paid. All right, but here's the thing. ICE comes under DHS. So it's DHS that isn't being funded right now. So the Democrats want to fund a portion of the agency, but not the portion that's ICE. But ICE was already funded. They were funded in the big, beautiful bill. So if they now say, okay, just fund TSA or just fund everything other than ICE, then all of DHS gets funded, except for the extra money that Trump was looking for ICE. This is the craziest thing ever. All right, we just said that. All right. Then Republicans need to present true appropriations and get them passed and stop the continuing resolutions. Have they presented anything? I heard several were ready to go. I'm sick of Congress getting rich to do nothing. You're right. We don't need these CRs anymore. I'm with you. I was in a militia for 2 years and another before. Seriously, Americans join a militia and fight for our rights. I said it, yesterday. I'm ready. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I'll go to war. I'll cook. I'll do whatever I can do. I'm 63. I lived a good life. These kids should not be I'm not saying that they shouldn't. They should. We should all give up for our country. But I'm ready to go. Send me to Iran. I'll do it. I'll cook. Trump is already playing 5D chess. He's always been playing that. They're showing the cards before midterms. They really are. They really are. All right. So this poor girl, Sheridan Gorman. So she got shot by illegal migrants. And she had gone down to the river to see if she could see the northern lights, something that apparently the kids at Loyola do on a regular basis. And I want you to see what the older woman said. Her name is Mary Hagan, and this is what she had to say about the incident.
From what I've been told so far, right, from what police know, from speaking to the students who were with her, it seems she might have, that as they were just out, people go out to the beach all the time, right? And they go out on the pier, they walk around. So the kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally. But that's all we know. So it from what I've been told, what police investigation has turned up so far, what they've been able to share with me and with Loyola University, we don't believe there is cause for broader community concern.
No cause for broader community concern that you are at the pier where everybody goes. She said it. Everybody does it. Everybody goes down there. The kids all do it. They do that on a regular. And you may have startled somebody. So they shot you because they happen to have a gun. But you shouldn't be concerned for the broader community unless you startle somebody who has a gun. And then it's okay if that person shoots you. And that person has already been arrested and let go because they're in the country illegally, and that's a sanctuary city, and they just let the people who are in the country illegally go. No broader community concern. Just, don't startle somebody that has a gun. Be smart. And if that wasn't bad enough, I want you to see what Governor Pritzker did today.
Lakefront path, lakefront trail, absolutely gorgeous. Walking around here early morning on the south lakefront trail, south side. Just gorgeous. Look at that overpass over Lakeshore Drive. Really beautiful. And of course, facilities for everybody and a great lakefront.
So he went out there this morning in the dark to prove that it was safe and that somehow it must have been Sheridan Gorman's problem that she got shot, because clearly Lakefront Drive and Lakefront Pass are safe. He flew all the way to Minnesota to lay a wreath at the place where Preddy and Good were shot. But he didn't bother to call the family of Gorman. Nobody in Chicago or Illinois bothered to reach out and condemn this illegal migrant. Nobody. How do you live with yourself? This college student did nothing, except for, according to the older woman, maybe startled the guy with the gun, and so he shot her and left. I've never been more sick. And there, the Democrats are pearl clutching over Trump saying that he was glad that Mueller was dead after Mueller tortured him. But this young girl who did nothing was killed because this Illinois sanctuary laws. And we're not even going to call the family or the classmates or Loyola or anybody, because we can't admit that that's wrong. If this doesn't open people's eyes to the Save America Act and ICE, then nothing will. Got a lot of conversation here. Let's see. Our Senator Ed Case changed his stance yesterday. He now wants to fund DHS. He knows his election is cooked. Good. Republicans better campaign on the voter ID. Oh, yeah. And also this poor girl. The family. Mike Lawler, who's a friend of mine, not exactly a Trump supporter, came out. He's the rep for the family, where the family lives in Westchester. He came out guns a-blazing. He sounded like a Trumper today. It was amazing. We are running out of time to get things passed. Even if we get a few passed before midterms, it's better than nothing. Well, they're either going to do it or they're not. And there's nothing we can do about it except for apply pressure. I agree. My life is worth defending my children's freedoms, no question. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I think that the children have to pitch in too. But at the same time, we can help. I mean, we're smart. We're way smarter than them. We have a lot of experience. So we should all pitch in. Do what we can. Running into, startling a person with a gun. I'm sick of the stupidity. What if it was her daughter? Yeah, I don't know. That was my response. No cause for community concern. Yeah, really. No. Just don't walk up on anybody that has a gun. Oh, you don't know if they have a gun? Oh, well, I don't know. Pritzker has security filming him, that fat pig. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure the gun was illegal. Of course it was illegal. And it's funny when somebody gets shot, school shootings, whatever, all the liberals start screaming, oh, ban all guns. How come when women are raped and killed by illegal migrants, all liberals aren't yelling, ban all illegal migrants? That's my question. What did her friends say that were there? Oh, they're hysterical. They said that she wasn't doing anything. All she did was go down there, to look at the lights. They all did. But you see it. The older woman says it. Hayden says it. They all do it all the time. It happens every night. So don't tell me this guy wasn't either stalking her or looking for somebody to kill as an act of terrorism. Who knows? He's Venezuelan, I think. Ed Case also changed his stance. He's in favor of voter ID. Save Act. Crazy. He is cooked here in re-elections. Yeah, well, that's what the pressure will change people's minds. Because there are millions of illegals here due to Biden's open border, we are all in the wrong place in the wrong time in America. That is a brilliant point. Crazy Maisie is still not going to support it. Oh, she just... Especially in a city with strict gun laws, not like the South where you assume everyone is carrying. Yeah, really. Well, it doesn't matter. So what if you startle somebody that has a gun? If you have a gun, you know not to shoot it unless you're in danger. People don't know if the person has a gun. But it's true. How could she say that? Oh, wrong place, wrong time. She startled him and he had a gun. I've gotten startled while I've had my gun. I didn't shoot anybody. Oh, she was alone. I thought she was in a group. But she was alone. They all went down together. Some people went here, some people went there. That's how that went. So I understand. Okay. Here's something I didn't think I'd see. If you all remember, Sean O'Brien and Mark Wayne Mullen gonna have a fist fight, but watch what happened. And fuck Rand Paul, by the way.
Do you think fighting as a resolution for political differences is a good example for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol?
As you can notice over my shoulder here is my good friend Sean O'Brien. Both of us have had conversations. Both of us have shaken hands. And both of us agreed we could have done things different. Sean is someone that has become a close friend. We talk all the time. I've been on his podcast. We've talked through this. That's how you handle your differences. Not like this, Chairman.
I'm glad you guys are friends now and that you've reconciled. But really, it doesn't get to the real point whether or not you think violence is the way we settle things. In the days after the fight, you said, and I quote, sometimes people just need to be punched in the face. Is that still your opinion, that political disputes can sometimes and often only be resolved by violence?
No, I don't always agree with that. I don't believe in political violence. I've made that very clear. But sometimes people do need, theoretically speaking, sir, I get it. It's about character assassination for you. That's the way this game is played. I understand it. And you are making this about you, which is fine, but that doesn't keep me as Secretary of Homeland Security.
Character assassination when you were the one lauding the assault. Who do you think started that character assassination? I'm just repeating what you have done in character assassination. I'm repeating your support for the assault. So that's
Rand Paul is a pussy. That's it. He's a pussy. An absolute fucking pussy. He needs to go. He needs to be beat. And he needs to understand that this isn't all about him. He put his hand up in the air, put the other hand on the Bible, and swore an oath to protect the Constitution and the people of the United States of America. And he is making this about Rand Paul. I am so done. I'm so done with him. I'm so done. I fucking trade Fetterman for a Rand Paul, Tom Massey, a McConnell, a Thune. Just one Fetterman is worth all of those. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Rand Paul must be on mushrooms and sleeps in poppy fields. That's character assassination. Rand Paul is a lawyer. He's become all about himself. I thought he was a doctor. How interesting. I don't know why I thought he was a doctor, but I did. A punch is worth 1,000 words. Yeah, it sure is. The real reason the left is upset about ICE is that it is their plan to get rid of us by way of all our communism, thus getting rid of the U.S. and replacing with them, or us and replacing with them. I'm with you. Professor, you've always been uber smart. Yeah, agreed. I gotta go. We're late. We all know that. Yeah, he's just a pussy. Love, Mark Wayne. Yeah, me too. Okay, I did it. I made it through, even with a couple of glasses of wine. And remember, I haven't been drinking since December. So I'm shocked that I'm holding it. I'm shocked that hopefully I didn't slur my words. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all, not just for tonight, but for every night that you tune in here, for being my buddies and for, letting me get shit off my chest. I love how smart you all are. You make me happy to know that I'm not crazy. I mean, yeah, crazy, but not like super crazy. So I want to thank you. I love doing this show. I love you all being here. And we may never get a Grammy or an Emmy or whatever they call, but the one thing that we will get is the truth, and we'll get it out. So thank you for being with me. And I will see you tomorrow at 8:00. And you all have a great, great night. I loved spending my birthday with you. See you tomorrow.